Welcome to the Fantasy Dad Show, live on Facebook and Twitch, hosted by Ryan Ryno Kennedy, Kevin Giroux, and Seamus the Moose Anderson.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Dads. Happy Sunday, happy football Sunday, happy week 2. This is the week where we rewrite the wrongs, and we make up for last week's week 1 disasters. But I'm joined, as always, by Smirks and Moose on top of me here. Looking forward to talking some football today and answering you guys' start-sit questions. We're live across the board today. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and we are on Facebook. Hopefully by the end of this week coming up, we'll be on TikTok as well. But yeah, super excited to be here today, and thank you guys again for being here. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button for us, hit the share button, drop some comments in the chat, let us know you're here, say hello. We'll do our best to say hi back, but mainly just drop your start-sit questions for us. We get those answers to you as the show goes on today. Those are the priority. So if we do see a question, we will stop. Unless we're in the midst of an argument, we will stop the conversation. We'll answer your question for you. Yeah, so with that said, with that hype, I'm going to drop into the usual rundown of some quick injuries of the important people that aren't playing today. There aren't many, so this won't take too long. So if you are there right now, make sure you do drop some questions in for us so we can get chatting on some start-sit options. So I'll pass it over to whoever wants to take it. You guys can pick.
Yeah, I think it's easy enough, honestly. Like Odell Beckham Jr., Will Fuller, Josh Jacobs, are really the only 3 that I saw that are out that are probably in starting lineups. OBJ, I think you kind of planned on working around him anyways. Will Fuller, would love to see him there next week, and Josh Jacobs is obviously a loss for a lot of people. Other than that, I can't really think of anybody. Didn't write anybody else down that's out today. Unless Kev has anybody.
No, I think that was about it. I covered it. Will Fuller, no one knows what's going on. It's like a family thing, yeah, I think.
They said personal injury. All right, here we go. We got a question already. So we got Tyler Mello, and a Dynasty League member, wants to know Landry, Corey Davis, half-point PPR.
Corey Davis.
That's a tough one, but I'm going to lean... we got a lot of questions coming. All right, guys, we're going to get to these right now.
I like Davis. He's a target hog. I know we always try to shut down the top option, but, I mean, we don't have Gilmore right now.
I think J.C. Jackson's our best is the Patriots' best corner. So, I don't know. I think I go Landry.
You go Landry?
OBJ is out. The Browns are gonna expose Houston.
They could, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Landry in that and half
That's
point.
not a bad call, honestly.
I think
away.
Corey Davis is a fine play, but against New England, divisional game, you're gonna really have to bank on a big scoring day, which is just it's just not. I don't think it's in the equation for either team really. Both have rookie quarterbacks. It's gonna be tough to see a lot of points go on the board. I know that he scored twice last week, but I think I'd run Landry out this week though.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Landry's ceiling is higher today than Corey Davis's floor is, right? So I think he definitely could see the targets, and we could very well shut Corey Davis down. But after he finished the wide receiver, I think in half PPR, he must have been between 10 and 6 last week. After he finished there, I think it would be hard for me not to play him. Like, I'm definitely playing him in the leagues I have him in. But yeah, that's a fantastic question to start out the show. That's for sure.
That's a good one.
All right, so we got Crimson Coconut Casserole coming over from Twitch. Welcome to the Fantasy Dads.
What a name, bro. That's a ride.
That's our homie over there from Smithfield, actually, that kid.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but we won't drop no names. Jalen Hurts or Justin Herbert today? You guys know my answer to this question. If you follow the Fantasy Dads, I'm going to stick to my boy Jalen every week until he proves me wrong.
Do it.
But you guys go ahead.
Against a solid San Francisco team, but they have their best cornerback out, so he could have a massive day too. That's a tough one. I think ultimately I would probably feel safer playing Herbert, but I still don't think either is a bad play. Like the fact that you ended up with both of those QBs is crazy.
Like whichever one you go with, you're probably gonna be fine. But I lean Herbert just because I really think he could easily go for 300 and a couple scores without an issue in this game. So
yeah.
Right. All right. Next question we got from Michelangelo, longtime viewer of the show. Wants to know, Chubb, Mixon, and Tyson Williams got to sit one. He says, I like all three matchups, although Williams against the Chiefs, I'm kind of on the fence about. What do you guys think? I'll go first real quick. You gotta go Chubb and Mixon here, bud.
Yeah, man.
As much as we like the upside of Tyson Williams because his explosive ability, I can't trust Baltimore right now. He's not a bad play. He's gonna get the looks. It's just a matter of if he uses it and makes something of it, and that's a risk you gotta be willing to take to bench a Chubb and a Mixon. Mixon's gonna be the focal point of that offense, I think, especially in early downs. He ran the rock pretty well last week. So yep. I think I'm gonna go Chubb and Mixon there, Michelangelo. I know it's I mean, it seems like an odd question, but I know where you're coming from, 100%.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I probably would have said it without having known this, but Ian Rappaport reported just an hour ago that the Ravens will go with an RB by committee today, and they will be riding the hot hand. I know hearing from these guys, Shefty and Rappaport before games only means so much. But they already had some of a committee last week, even with Latavius Murray taking 10 touches. I don't anticipate the same thing happening with Chubb and Mixon. Mixon is obviously the go-to guy there. Kareem Hunt will always get his, but Nick Chubb is obviously the guy that they run their offense around. So, right, exactly. Yeah, for me, it's Chubb and Mixon without a doubt.
He gets to play Houston, right? Cleveland's playing Houston. Yeah. I think Chubb is gonna have a nice little blow-up game.
Might have 700 yards.
You're gonna see. I think you're gonna see a lot of fantasy production out of that Cleveland game today for sure. But all right, next question here. Wait, Kev, did you go? You agree, right? Chubb and Mixon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next question here from Dane Saint, member of the Viewer League, wants to know Miles Sanders or Damian Harris in a half-point PPR. Kev, why don't you tack this first?
Man. So I saw a figure yesterday that in every game that Jalen Hurts has started, Miles Sanders has been like an RB1 or RB2, like no lower than that. So I think you got to keep riding that. Even with Gainwell there, they're gonna use Miles. They're gonna use him out of the backfield.
They're gonna use them both at the same time.
Yeah, I think you got to go Miles. The way that offense has been looking, he seems to be a big part of it. I like Harris a lot today. I think it's a decent matchup, but you never know with the Patriots, man. You never know. I know Stevenson fumbled too, but you never know what they could do. I'm going to go with Miles Sanders, upside of that offense.
All right. Moose, how about you, bro?
Yeah, so I actually have them ranked like back-to-back this week at 17 and 18. I have Damian Harris at 17 just because our QB doesn't necessarily have the same ground game. I think I'm just on the other side of the fence as you are, Kev, and I also just generally don't like Miles Sanders. Didn't take a piece of him this year. I don't know what to trust with that offense yet. Probably besides Devontae Smith today, but we can get into that later. I would personally go Harris. I just think he had an awesome game last week. That fumble, like that I don't foresee that happening again. If it does, you can probably count him on not having a fantasy impact for the rest of the season because we know what happens with running backs and Bill Belichick when they lose the ball. For me, Harris just barely edges him out. But again, I have them ranked back to back, so it's not like Damian Harris versus Tyson Williams or even Elijah Mitchell. I don't know. For me, I would go Harris.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree. I'll go. It's tough but just because it's a half point, I think I'm gonna go Damian Harris here. As much as I love Sanders, and I'm a believer in the Eagles this year, very high on everybody on their team. I gotta lean towards the touchdown upside of Damian Harris. Not that Miles Sanders doesn't possess that, but Damian Harris doesn't have that guy that potentially could take that touch in the red zone. We could say Stevenson, but it's not gonna happen.
After last week, I'm not sure. One run. Dan Saint did say he's leaning Miles. He wants Bill to prove to him that he's going to use Harris consistently. He's concerned about a surprise committee today. Thoughts? Yeah, like we very well could see that. We've seen Bill pull some bullshit out of his ass.
But they could
tons
do
of
that.
times, dude.
They could do that.
Yeah, he absolutely could. If that's the case, Dan, and you're like your gut is telling you Sanders, then just play Sanders, dude, because they're going to have, I think, similar games. Again, myself personally, I'd probably go Harris. I'm actually going Harris over CEH today in one league. So yeah, you kind of gotta believe, or if you can't believe, then like why go any other way, you know?
Yeah.
Don't tinker.
Okay. Next question we got is from Crimson Casserole again. He said, another question from someone in my league: Edwards-Helaire or Deebo Samuel in the flex half-point PPR?
Ooh, that's tough.
Moose, you want to hit this first?
Deebo Samuel or CEH, right?
Correct.
I think you got to go. I think, dude, I don't know, because we might see some Trey Sermon today. Like part of me wants to say play Clyde Edwards-Helaire against Baltimore. I think last week they had a little bit of a tough time against the run, even with like Josh Jacobs. It really depends on what time are those games. I got to check because it depends on like what you need, right? It definitely,
Casey's playing 8 o'clock.
The later game, right?
Yeah,
okay.
San Fran's at 4, I think. Playing.
Okay, so see where you're at. If you're looking for like massive points, I think I would go with Deebo just because he offers the running game as well as in the passing game.
The Niners play at 1.
The Niners play at 1.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to make this call.
Oh shit!
Right now.
All right, I'm gonna make the call for you, bro. You're gonna go Clyde Edwards-Helaire because you picked him.
Yeah, I would
round.
too.
Okay.
For the volume, he's gonna get.
Right, he's not gonna get vultured. Deebo Samuel might lose targets to Ayuk today because he had a decent week in practice. Like it's just Deebo Samuel.
Know.
There might be a week Deebo Samuel might not even get over 5 targets because they got George Kittle and they just changed the whole game plan and they're running the ball 60 times.
Yeah.
You know? So
I would agree with that.
I think you're gonna have to go Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. I don't think it's late enough yet in the season to tinker out people you picked in the first 3 rounds. So you gotta stick with your gun here.
I would go with the running back in that situation.
Yep.
For sure.
Especially in a half point. I mean, if it was a full point, I think it'd be a little more of a debate. But even then,
it's a half point. Yeah.
Even then, I'd still go Clyde Edwards-Helaire just because he's the number 1 back in a high-scoring offense that could easily just walk in the end zone 3 times. So I think the upside for that to happen is much higher than Deebo repeating what he did last week. At that point, you're just chasing numbers that already happened. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely getting a little bit excited on Deebo Samuel because of what happened last week.
And it's fair.
Now,
it's fair to get excited.
It is fair
because
I mean, shit, I'm excited about it.
Right, we've seen it before, and he was supposed to be the next big thing. Like he was supposed to be one of the next upcoming stars for the receivers in the NFL and for the 49ers, and the injuries just happened to dwindle that effect. And he's looking good though. He looks great. So I'd be happy that you have that that decision to make. But hopefully. Down the line, you can have both those guys in your lineup and not have to worry too much about it. But that's all we got right now for questions. I'm just going to remind everybody who's watching, if you're out there on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the share button, drop some comments in the chat, say hello, say good morning. We'll try to say hello back. Good morning, Bob, by the way, over watching us on Twitch today. But we are live every Tuesday night, Thursday night. You don't know who you're going to get. Well, it'll be 2 or 3 people. It's a rotating thing. And then you got Sunday mornings with me, Moose, and Smirks, 11 a.m. before kickoff. So make sure you guys get your start set questions in. Make sure you check us out on social media as well. We're booming on TikTok. Make sure you get on there before it's too late. We're almost at 1K. We're almost at 900. Hopefully we hit that today. But we got some good content out there, some funny stuff. So make sure you guys check that out as well. We're just here to bring you guys some smiles and then look forward to your Sunday mornings with the Fantasy Dads. So, with that said, let's move on to a question that I just want to. Oh, there he goes, Michelangelo with another start sit question here. He wants to know Cooper Kupp or T Higgins.
Kupp.
Yeah, listen, I love me some T Higgs. Y'all know I love me some T Higgs, but after last week, man, what we saw out of the connection with Stafford and Kupp, I think it's simple. I think you just got to play him. We didn't know Jamar Chase was going to be that freaking good, and it could change week to week. T. Higgins just has that red zone, touchdown upside, but it's also a dependency. So yeah, play Cup. He's obviously being targeted quite a bit by his new QB there.
Yeah, I go Cup. I go Cup all day. I love T. Higgins. I think he's gonna finish top 15. But if that's what you debate in between,
if you can't fit them both into your lineup, you definitely got to go Cup.
Yeah,
because that rapport they showed last week. I mean, you can't shy away from that.
Oh, thank God. All right, so we got this question. I wanted you to ask this question. So this is a league record question. One of our league mates on YouTube right now asked us Lamar or Rodgers. I think this is going to be a great conversation because this is not.
Brooke?
Yeah, this is not a situation that you're going to have. Like a lot of leagues don't have this situation, but he does. He has this situation. So now we gotta dive in here. I'll let Kev say his piece, then I'll go, and then Moose, you can close this out.
Yeah, I think like with the way Lamar runs the ball, you have to go with him. But this could just be a huge game for the Packers after what they did last week, just a complete dud. They get to go out and play like one of the worst teams in the league now and try to, show everybody they don't stink. Everything's gonna be okay. Relax, as Aaron Rodgers likes to say. It could just be an absolute blowout. Vegas has them favored by 11.5.
11.5, crazy.
11.5 is a crazy kind of spread. But it's Lamar, dude. The guy can run for 100 on the ground easy, and he's gonna have to throw the ball a lot too to keep up with that Chiefs offense. It's a tough call for me, but I got to go with Lamar, just because of his legs.
Okay.
I'll take the L if Rodgers ends up going out there for 404 touchdowns on Monday night and proves everybody wrong that he's back.
They're in Green Bay, right?
Yeah, they're at home.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
Right, I'm gonna go Rodgers here. All week I was saying Lamar. All week. He asked me. I said Lamar is just too much of a playmaker. They don't have a true number one running back. He is the true number one running back on their team, realistically. But at this matchup, this level where he has to prove, he doesn't have to prove. We know what Rodgers is, but he can't go out there week 2 against arguably the worst team in the NFL and lay an egg. It's just not going to happen. In Green Bay, no shot. I think everybody in Green Bay has a huge week. I think Aaron Jones has a big week. I think Devontae Adams has his 3-touchdown week. I think Rodgers has a big week. It's just right on the wall. You got to go Rodgers here, I think. Both good, but you got to go Rodgers here.
This is the issue with drafting 2 good quarterbacks within the first 6 rounds. This is the type of dilemma you have to go around. So I think Lamar had a fairly good game last week. 19 for 30 with I think it was 240 and 86 on the ground against Kansas City. In his 3 games against Kansas City, he's averaged 169 passing yards and 65 rushing yards. And just 3 touchdowns. So they've defended him well in the past. So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers as well. And it's for 2 simple reasons. One, he cannot have what happened last week happen again.
But he could.
No. But I'm saying he can't allow that against a defense like Detroit.
Right, that's what
it can't happen. Yeah. And also Detroit lost their best cornerback in Jeff Okudah to a ruptured Achilles. So I think Devontae Adams may have a little bit more time out there this week than he did last week against a at least solid Saints defense. So I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers as well. Again, dude, but how can you go wrong with having these 2 QBs? Did you ever think Aaron Rodgers would get below 5 fantasy points in a game?
Oh,
that's insanity. It can't happen again. As much as I love Lamar, and I think he's going to have to put the ball in the air this week, he's going to have to try, to see Hollywood Brown down the field 60 yards for at least 3 touchdowns today to be close in that game. I just don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers too.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a tough one.
It's very tough, and it's tough to put our neck on the line like that with 2 star quarterbacks. But we're going to go majority Rodgers here. Kevin said Lamar. But you do what you choose. What's up, Sashi, over on Twitch? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. You don't have to know anything about sports. Just come by and say hello. But I'm going to ask this question before we get another start-sit question. Oh, there we go. Michelangelo Coming in clutch with another one.
He's back.
Does Burrow stay hot or does Ryan Tannehill steal the flames, bro? Ryan Tannehill is not stealing nothing. Didn't I do
Burrow
this last
stays
week?
hot.
Did I do this last week or what, man?
Okay.
Listen. Before Moose goes off about how much he loves Ryan Tannehill again.
No, I don't think it's gonna be quite that this time.
No, Burrow's gonna stay hot, man. Burrow's good, man. I mean, what the hell? He's good. He's a good football player. He's got a decent matchup today. We all called Burrow blowing up. No, he didn't. Moose didn't. You didn't call him blowing up last week, did you?
I definitely said he was going to have a good week. Yeah, no, I don't think the question was between Burrow and Tannehill, though. Wasn't it,
It was Burrow.
Stafford?
It was
Wasn't it Stafford?
You said
Yeah,
Tannehill would be
no,
a top 3 quarterback. That's when you
Right.
you set me off.
Yes, okay. But I explained this to Kev. On Thursday, okay? Let me explain something. Is that he had to throw the ball to win that game, and we knew that was going to happen. Did
Right.
I think Derrick Henry was going to rush for like fucking 20 yards? No, I didn't. He had even more opportunity to throw the ball that game.
Guess
So
what, though?
I stand by my theory. They just didn't execute. Okay, I still stand by my theory, but yeah, blown call. Yeah,
No. I think Tannehill's gonna have a solid day today. I'm just busting.
I think they both have a solid day. Yeah.
I think
Burrow
I mean,
and
that
it'll be-
offensive line has to get it together. Like, that offensive line looked like it came out of the Alps.
Luan
Dude,
got
it was
destroyed.
straight up Swiss cheese, dude.
Luan got absolutely embarrassed by Chandler Jones.
He got lit up.
Yeah. So here's the thing with Tannehill. He's gonna have a solid day. He's playing against Seattle. Their defense isn't what it used to be back in the 12-man day. It'll be tough for both of them. I don't think it'll be as easy as we think. But Burrow going against Chicago in Chicago, where I think Fields is gonna get in the game today. The energy in that stadium is gonna be different than it was last week for him. I'm gonna go Burrow. It's not really a start sit question, but if I had to pick who's gonna do better, I guess I'm gonna go Burrow. Yes, it was Stafford and Burrow. Yeah. So.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
an unrelated, kind of related note, they did say Fields will see increased snaps today. Is that Matt Nagy's way of saying, like, as soon as Andy Dalton fucks up a little bit, we're tossing Fields out there, or is he just gonna, use him at the goal line again for a scramble? Like, I don't know what that means, but
I think Fields comes in second half because they're not going to be able to score the ball, and David Montgomery's going to get pissed. Like, listen, dude, I can't do this all year. I can't carry this whole team on my back. And
Allen Robinson's gonna be pissed.
Al Robinson's going to be like, listen, I play with some shitty quarterbacks. This is the worst one I've ever played with. Get this guy in here.
Dude,
I played with
no,
Kyle
no,
Orton.
we were talking about this. Like, everyone was like, I'm really excited. He has like a fairly good quarterback this year. And I was like, who are we talking about? Justin Fields or Andy Dalton? Like the Red
Definitely
Rocket?
not
That's what we're doing now. Like, that's what we're doing.
Oh, man.
So no, I think Burrow has an opportunity today. I would still rank Tannehill probably just above him because I think Chicago's defense is just like a little bit better than Seattle's, to be honest with you. But shit, after seeing what Jamar Chase did last week, I mean, we don't know. So he's obviously gonna have a good game, and he obviously has the targets to have a good game. Like, that's clear.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so while we don't
I
have...
actually have
What's up?
in 2 leagues where I got Tannehill as a starter, so I'm just waiting for them to make that call so I can just dump Tannehill and Fields will be my guy.
Wow.
That's fair.
Just like that. Okay.
Yeah, in our dynasty league, I have Fields as the backup to Tannehill. I made a trade.
Fair.
I traded away two of this offseason. Yo, we did have a question on Thursday night about sitting a player. So we had told it's my buddy Jordan DiCarlo, my buddy's little brother. He said I have to sit one. Terry McLaurin, Deontay Johnson, Cortland Sutton, Damian Harris. Pretty glad we told him to play Terry McLaurin. What a game he had. Now, the sit one is between Deontay Johnson, Cortland Sutton, and Damian Harris. I'll start this out. I think for me it's Cortland Sutton. I think Damian Harris just has too much opportunity, and Deontay Johnson obviously seems to be a favorite target for Ben Roethlisberger. So for that reason, I'd probably sit Sutton. Even with Jerry Jeudy out. I know he has opportunity. I know, but...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well,
I think Noah Fant blows up today.
I think Noah Fant and
That'd be
Sutton
fun.
have some solid days today. Can you repeat the names? Harris, Sutton, and who?
Yeah, so it was Harris, Sutton, and Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson's not someone you should sleep on. I think he was a perfect buy
No.
low candidate this week. I know he scored last week, but I think people were sleeping on the Steelers a little bit because they had a rough week one. I know Big Ben ain't what he used to be. I tried to get Deontay. He was my first target when I was trying to move Tyson Williams in league of record. I went after Deontay first. Couldn't get him. I think he's a superstar, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think so too.
His ability to catch the ball basically anywhere on the field, it's unbelievable.
He's always open.
Yeah, Big Ben finds
Yeah.
him a lot. He's a guy you want on your team. But for this week, I think you got to roll Sutton out. He's due. He's due. He didn't get to show off.
So are you
what he had
sitting
last-
Harris?
I would sit Harris. Was this PPR, right?
I wasn't given that. I mean, just assume it's half PPR. I mean, even in half PPR, you would probably still sit Harris. No,
Yeah.
it seems like you're pretty high on
I'm
Cortland.
very
Sutton.
high on Teddy Bridgewater and the Denver Broncos today, yes.
That's fair.
So
Okay.
you-
I mean,
you give me-
Deontay Johnson has like top 15 upside against Vegas this week.
For sure.
I would say like, I would say Cortland Sutton will like. I mean, he has the opportunity, right? It's definitely there. I do think Denver's going to run the ball a lot against Jacksonville, but but yeah, I mean, he could have a great day.
For sure. Sutton, I just think we saw it before what he can do up the sideline. Bridgewater likes that route. He showed you last year with Robbie Anderson. I think it's coming. Sutton's due. He's due. He got hurt. He's back. He wants to play. He wants the ball. Give him the ball. Judy's hurt. They got two. I agree. They got to run the ball a lot, but I think they got to get the points on the board first, and that's going to come through the air. Fant, Sutton, KJ Hamler. I think Tim Patrick was an absolute overrated pickup this week, but it's fine.
Bro, I didn't think it was going to be like that, but when we were getting asked questions on TikTok, like, do I drop Corey Davis for Tim Patrick or Zach Pascal, or do I drop DJ Moore? I was like, no, you don't fucking drop a guy that was just top 5 wide receiver. Like, no, you don't do that. And I know some people are just beginning, fantasy football, and we try to say every year, like, don't freak out about who you drafted and don't freak out about the waiver claims. Like, you will get some claims in the next couple of weeks when guys are dropping people that they shouldn't be. It'll happen. So don't freak out.
Don't freak out. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the show. Jordan, welcome back to the show, man. Hope we answered your question. He also said he has Elijah Mitchell, but yeah, I agree. I think I want another week, even though they came out and said he's going to get the carry the bulk, but I think you still want to see some more proof before you start putting him in your lineup. But okay. All right, let me see.
Hey, we did just get another question. Oh, Jordan Carlos said I just got here. Jordan, if you heard who he said, it was 3 minutes ago. Me and Kev said to sit Sutton, and yeah, he just got here like 2 minutes ago though.
I just
and then oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even realize that. Sorry, I was reading something. I also got another question.
This guy.
I got a question.
This
Sutton
guy.
or Corey Davis? Who you going with?
Oh man, Sutton, bro.
These are tough, bro.
I'm going with Corey Davis. Yeah, I'm sticking true to Corey
Oh,
Davis
no.
until he sees like a really hard defense, which it could be today. I want to see it though, because I don't think.
I'm going Davis too. I'm not sure Sutton's 100% yet.
Oh boy.
It wouldn't shock me to see a KJ Hamler day.
No,
You know why?
me neither.
There's a locker room narrative now, boys. Teddy Bridgewater personally requested KJ Hamler locker be next to his.
Oh boy.
We love locker room narratives.
When did that come out? That just come out today?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It came in like during this week. It's funny when they come out with that kind of shit. Like they showered together narrative that came out about somebody a couple years ago. It's fucking funny. But I like Hamler as an explosive play. I got him in my DFS lineup. But yeah, I'll go Corey Davis.
All right. So we do have another question here. Another quarterback question. Chris, my friend, wants to know Dak Prescott or Josh Allen.
Wait, time out.
Why?
First off, I
Why?
want to know, Chris, how in the F did you get both of those quarterbacks? What league
Why
is
is
it? How
this a
can I join? How much is it, bro? That's crazy.
Trade one, please.
Good morning, Bob. Welcome back. Now he's over. He's rotating platforms. Bob's watching us on YouTube. He's watching us on Twitch, and now he's in Facebook. He's just rotating.
Thank you, Bob.
Rotating.
That's a fan right there.
That's a
That's
fan.
a viewer on every
Dude.
platform, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Dak, Josh Allen, and the Bills versus Miami is going to be a close nail biter. Yeah, Michael H., I'm going to agree with that statement. That's probably where I was going to go. I love Josh Allen. I love Dak Prescott. They're both top 5 quarterbacks. It's kind of shitty you have to decide. I think I would trade one. But
You have to.
I guess if you're not today, obviously, I'd probably go with Dak. Dak's looked great last week against the Bucs. The Bucs defense is no slouch, bro. Like, no slouch. That defense is real. I'm going with Dak. I'm going with Dak. Josh Allen, I love him, but I think this is an easy answer. I think it's a lot easier than we think. Also, Miami's defense is real as well. And Josh Allen struggled last week against the Steelers. So, remember that too. I'm upset about it, trust me. I got some stock in Allen, but you got to go Dak here, I think. What about you guys?
We mentioned that this is going to be a shootout with the Cowboys and Chargers, or at least that's how I see it.
Could be.
So, I mean, it's another one of them situations where I really don't think you can go wrong. Like, you're going to be all right either way. And definitely after this week, like, you got to try to trade one of these guys. I don't know how you have both of them. But, yeah, go with Dak this week. And it should be a higher scoring game.
For sure. Everyone slept on Dak because his knee in my league, so I picked him up. So he didn't even get drafted. Chris, you need to join some.
He didn't get drafted?
You need to get some more competitive leagues.
Oh my god!
You've been listening to this show for too long to be playing in a league like that, bro. We gotta get
the invites were open, man. The invites were open for the Legacy League, and he didn't ask to hop in it.
He was nervous.
Could have.
All right. So before we get another start-sit question, I want to ask this question to you guys. 'Cause I like this question. I think it's a great thing for us to talk about before kickoff.
All right, for the record, I would have gone with Josh Allen, but
there you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Against Miami last season, he had 640 yards, 7 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. I don't have a problem with what happened last week against a better defense in Pittsburgh while playing in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, I'd probably play Josh Allen. Both of them are going to have massive days again. This is one of those questions, like, you can't really go wrong. Like, if you ask me Josh Allen versus, like, fucking Ryan Tannehill, it would be way different. Like, I would be way more set in stone with my answer. But again, these two guys are going to have massive opportunities, so you can't go wrong with either of them. I personally would go Josh Allen because you obviously drafted him pretty high.
Right.
Anyways, back to you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I forgot I didn't even ask you.
It's all good.
So I'm going to go into this question. What are you guys most excited for to see in week 2? Is it a bounce back? Is it a guy who you think is going to flop? What is it? I'll start with Kevin.
Well, he's my recent trade acquisition. I think this is coming out party. I got him in a DFS lineup. I'm all in. I am all in on Javonte Williams this week in a soft matchup against Jacksonville. I mean, they made Mark Ingram look like really good again, over 100 and a score on the ground.
To be fair,
I think this is that kind of game where he's going to run some people over.
Could be. To be fair about the Mark Ingram, he only averaged three and a quarter on the ground. He didn't really do too hot. He just got the volume. So, but I think
but I mean, he's also dust.
Right. Javonte could be like 4 or 5 yards per carry. Then your points beautiful. Okay, so Javonte. I like Javonte, bro. I really do. I think he's gonna get Melvin Gordon traded out of there and bring him to New England.
I went out on a limb, man, in acquiring him.
No,
gave up a guy that I like. You know, my homer pick.
You did, and if, for anybody that doesn't know, me and Kev actually made that trade. Javonte Williams was my RB2. I traded him Javonte Williams and Marvin Jones Jr. because my wide receiver stock is crazy. And I traded him, Javonte and Marvin Jones Jr. for Damian Harris and Jared Cook. My tight end was also absolutely trash, and most people had backup tight ends. So yeah, I'm excited. I was excited for that trade. I think it worked out for the both of us. But
we have a question. So
we do.
You're gonna have to hold off on your answer.
That's fine, no problem at all.
All right, so Crimson Coconut Casserole is back. He's got another question.
My man.
Someone in my league is starting Mike Williams over DJ Moore. Is he crazy or is that rational?
No, I don't. I'll go first. I don't think he's crazy at all. I think Mike Williams could potentially finish as a top 5 wide receiver this week against this Dallas team. We've been saying it all day. It's going to be a shootout. Even with the quarterback questions coming in where I've maybe disagreed with playing certain guys, I definitely think Mike Williams, if he stays healthy, dude, he is nasty. He's too big. He's a massive target for Justin Herbert, especially in the red zone. So no, I love that play actually.
I love it too, but top 5 is a little much, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's bold for sure, but he has the opportunity there
For sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying top 3. I'm not saying top 3 no mo.
We're top 5. No.
Top 5.
Next week it'll be top 15. But I'm just gonna say top
Right,
15.
he's gonna keep back.
He could maybe be like a top 35 wide receiver.
Top 30.
He's gonna play football today. Yeah, he's gonna be on the field.
Hey, he'll do better. He'll do better than
He's gonna be out there, bro.
He'll do better than J.K. Dobbins. So I mean, yeah, put him in there.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Mike Williams as well. I don't think it's that crazy. DJ Moore, Sam Darnold didn't look like we thought he would. Maybe he needs more time. Maybe just patience. He'll pop off halfway through. But he didn't impress me. Justin Herbert impressed me a lot against a very good Washington defense. Threw up 300 yards and a touchdown. I know it's not great fantasy numbers, but it shows you that if he goes up against a much weaker team or a place where he's going to have to score a lot of points, like against Dallas, I think Mike Williams is a fine play. But Keenan Allen's definitely he's gonna eat today, and I think that might hurt the upside from Mike Williams a little bit. But if he gets that opportunity to score on an 80-yard touchdown, which could happen, because Jalen Guyton dropped a couple balls that might get him out of the equation completely.
He did.
So Mike Williams and Josh Palmer and our boy Keenan Allen are going to be the 3. Jared Cook, another guy. So I don't think it's that crazy. I think the offense, you're buying into the offense for LA rather than Carolina, which isn't nuts unless you got Christian McCaffrey. So I'm with that 100%. Kev, you agreeing or?
I mean, I am going to agree this week, even though DJ Moore was heavily targeted last week, and he actually had a lot of success against the Saints last year. But I'm just going to keep harping on that same thing I'm talking about. Is that Chargers-Cowboys game should be a lot of fun. Yeah. And I got Mike Williams in my DraftKings lineup. I got Keenan Allen. I'm stacking that game. He had 12 targets last week. So, yeah, I don't think it's crazy.
All right. So, Michelangelo, I'm going to skip your question real quick because we have a new viewer in here that has a question. We'll get to him real quick, and then we'll get to Bob and then Jordan. So, Anthony Placido wants to know...
Oh, Anthony, what's up, dog?
Wants to know Mac or Kirk. I'm going to assume Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins. Oh, baby. That's juicy.
I like that, dude. That's a deep league.
Oh, that's juicy. I think I'm going to go Mac Jones, bro. I think he has a decent day today.
Whoa.
But Kirk is the guarantee. He's not guaranteed, though. Dalvin Cook could have a day and just...
Bro.
Against Arizona's defense, it's tough, man. That defense is real. That's a defense you're going to avoid.
Last week, for sure.
That's a defense you're going to avoid. J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones in the same defensive line is scary, and that should never have happened, and it did. And
you know what? I'm going to agree with you, right? Because I think Kirk Cousins has a floor that could just be a complete
2 points.
Egg.
Yes.
Like, he could egg you. He's done it to me in the past. Where Mac, I think he goes out there against the Jets defense. It's not too great, and he'll put up a decent day.
I think he's going to get you 2 touchdowns, probably close to 250 yards.
I put him as one of our top 3 streamer quarterbacks of the week on Twitter. So, roll with him.
Roll with Mac.
Roll with him.
If you're a homer, it's something to watch.
Here's the thing for me, right? Kirk Cousins obviously has the experience. He obviously has Justin Jefferson. He's got Dalvin Cook. He's got a really great cast around him. Adam Thielen, yeah, obviously. Sorry, forgot Thielen.
Dalvin Cook.
But listen, after Arizona last week, after watching them last week, like that defensive line, like Minnesota's offensive line is not that much different. So we could see that happen. What I want to see out of Mac today, what I want to see out of the Patriots today, a little bit of homer talk because I need to see some open sets. I want to see more than 6 play action passes. That was nonsense. If we're going to run the ball all day long, then at least have some play action. So that's what we need to see to trust Mac going forward. But yeah, go with the homer pick, Anthony. I know you love Mac Jones, man. I know he does. That's his boy.
All right.
Go with Mac.
Let's go. We're gonna touch on this right here. Bob, did I miss one? Michelangelo, I'm gonna answer your question next. Bob wants to know, is Sermon a good start today? I'll answer this question. No. As much as I think he could be that guy on DFS, if you want to make an extra lineup and put Sermon in there, and all of a sudden, he's getting 26 carries or some shit like that, and you got him in, not a lot of people will, that's fine. But if you're in a redraft league, Trey Sermon is not somebody you want to start today. I think you take a wait-and-see approach. He's going to be active. Now, when he gets his opportunities, you want to see him perform. Don't be mad if he pops off today. If he pops off today, he's on your bench, don't be mad. That's good. That means
it's just a good thing for the future. Yep.
Exactly. That's an investment and a risk you didn't take, but you get the reward for the future of the league, future of the season, I'm sorry, with what, 15 weeks left? I think you sit back and wait on Sermon. It's funny because that question was a question I thought you were going to get like early on. I thought that was going to be one of the first questions we got because we're so big on Sermon, and I was so big on Sermon, and I have him. I have a ton of stock in Sermon. Listen, a ton of stock. I play in like 10 leagues, bro. I have at least 8 leagues, I think. So I go Sermon. Just wait and see.
Yeah, I would have to agree. So I just got a notification from Fantasy Pros that he's officially active for today. For it to be an hour and 20 minutes before the game and he's officially active now, that's a little bit worrisome. We already got the news that Elijah Mitchell...
This is when they come out with their official injury reports. It's an hour and a half before the game.
Yeah.
Right. But it's just still a little concerning that, he wasn't before. So, and we know injuries, dude. Injuries can mean anything. The injury report really can mean anything. Julio Jones is on it every single week. So is Tom Brady. So is Julian Edelman. So we know that as Pats fans. We know that Elijah Mitchell's going to get the majority of the touches today. So I would agree 100% with pretty much everything you said, Ryno.
Hell yeah. I'd like to hear that, bro. We didn't usually agree much.
That's not true. We agree when we ain't speaking out of turn, man.
That's true.
Which we do like to do that.
We're doing pretty well with that today.
Proud of you.
Cool. All right, so Jordan comes in with the question. He wants our opinion on Antonio Gibson. That sucks, man.
I don't want to talk about it.
We love Gibson. He was our prediction of being the guy who's gonna boom up to the top 5 and be the next thing the next guy that you pick next year in the top 5, like that. He was gonna enter that territory. I still think he has the opportunity to, but I think it's gonna be a lot harder to do with the offense they got going on over there with Heineke, and they like him, and he's not going nowhere. That's gonna be your guy. I think he's the starter even when Fitzpatrick comes back.
If he comes back.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a headache, man, for sure. Because McKissick stealing them catches, bro. It was funny. Y'all were talking about how he wasn't gonna be the guy, and he's gonna just drop him. He's okay to drop, and it sucks. It sucks, man.
I'll say this:
McKiss
if
my
you
ass.
can buy low on Gibson, see how low you can buy on him, because he
true.
only wasn't out there, and it was most third downs and the 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
If they're not in a situation where they're hurrying up in the 2-minute drill, Gibson's on the field, and his people are saying it's because of his pass protection, but I saw him block pretty well earlier in the game. So that part's a little concerning, where they still don't want him on the field in that situation, but I think he's going to be fine. He might not get exactly the usage we thought he was after week 1, so he probably should have been more of a later second-round pick, but I think he's going to be fine. If you can acquire him for, cheap now, if someone's panicking on him, I would do that.
Yeah. I think he's definitely a buy low candidate, especially after this past week. People are expecting a big turnout, and they're going to be upset and frustrated with him, so you could definitely target him in a trade. Bring him in as your RB2.
Yeah.
Be pretty.
Say your boy Javonte Williams has a massive week, has most of the carries again, 2 touchdowns, 100-something yards. Are you going out for Antonio Gibson? If you know somebody is leaning towards getting rid of him, if Antonio Gibson's on the trade block, are you trying to make that trade? Because I am. That's a trade I'd be willing to make.
Kev?
Yeah. Yeah, I love Javonte's rest of season schedule. They have one of the better strength of schedules for running backs. But yeah, you got to go Gibson. I think for whatever reason, they were in the 2-minute drill. They came out of a timeout. McKissick was still on the field, and the left side of the D-line wasn't there. There was a wide open hole. They just gave it to him. He got the touchdown. But I don't think that's going to be situation that happens every week. It'll be mostly third downs and just 2-minute drills. Gibson's gonna get his red zone work. He's gonna be fine. But yeah, if you can buy low on him, do that.
All right, cool. So we did have a notification come up on Sleeper. I don't know how big of a news this is, but Denzel Mims, former second-round pick for the Jets, is a healthy scratch. It's his time. His opportunity's gone.
He's a bust.
So
Official.
what that means is that if you held on to Elijah Moore, be happy because Mims did see some targets last week. So I think it was like 3 or 4, which isn't a lot, but those 3 or 4 targets are to go somewhere else. Elijah Moore he's eventually going to boom. I know it's Zach Wilson, but he's got the potential to be that guy, a playmaker, take a slant to the house for 80 yards. Like he's got that potential. So keep holding on to Elijah Moore. Don't sleep on him yet. Don't cut him. Keep him. Jordan, there's another question here. I have Gibson and Terry. Which makes me want to sell Gibson for a better wide receiver? My other running backs would be Dalvin, Damian, Mitchell, Sermon. So, yeah.
Wait on that, Jordo. Yeah, wait on that. If you really want to sell him, wait until he's a sell high because he will be at some point.
You can get Justin Jefferson who has a bad week again this week. You can trade Gibson for Jefferson and it'd be an idea. But
yeah.
All right, cool. So Moose, I'll let you answer the question from earlier. Now that we've answered ours from the show, so go ahead and tell me what you're most excited for today.
Oh yeah, I'm most excited for Devontae Smith, dude. He had a fantastic week last week, and with Verrett out, the cornerback for the Niners, I think he just has massive opportunity to have another big game. I do think that Philly's going to have to put the ball in the air to even come close to winning this game against San Francisco. Even as good as San Francisco's defense is without one guy, we've seen what happens when they break down. Even last week, garbage points against Detroit, dude. Like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. If you think Jalen Hurts can't do this with his crew, then I don't know what to say to you. I mean, Jalen Reagor was even like he was a great pickup if you were able to get him on the cheap this week. But Devontae Smith, dude, like, I mean, I think he could have a massive game today. So I'm most excited for him. As far as like flops go and stuff like that, I'm not really sure. Like, I think Myles Gaskin will probably have a tough day today against Buffalo. I think he'll see the majority of the touches, but I think Tua is gonna, again, I keep saying it, but that passing game has to improve. So I'm a little bit worried about him today. I'm actually sitting him in my flex. I put Devontae Smith in and took Gaskin out. Funny, I just opened that team and that's what came up. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, I think we got Michelangelo here saying something about Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, how does he perform against Carolina? Is it Winston against the world, or does he flop? I mean, if the Saints win today with no coaches except for an assistant coach or 2 and a head coach, and Winston looks phenomenal, he might make the argument of the year as an every week starter. I don't disagree with that at all, and that's what I'm most excited about today from Michelangelo's side of the ball. Winston, yeah, man, he could definitely take the reins of a QB1 in fantasy, especially after last week with 6 touchdowns. So, cool. Yeah, I like Winston. I think Winston was a steal.
Yeah, if he's throwing 150 yards and 5 fucking touchdowns every week, he's definitely an argument for an every week starter. We'll see. I need to see him throw over 200 yards, but I don't know if we're gonna see that. Honestly, with this Saints offense, like, the way they work is just not that way. That old Bruce Arians chuck it down the field and see if somebody's open, Jameis. I don't think we're gonna see that necessarily. I think Jameis Winston is playing much more of a tactical game now than he is just a 30-30 type of year. So we'll see. But yeah, in deeper leagues, 14-team leagues, like, yeah, I can definitely see Jameis Winston being started this week. I definitely think it's a tougher defense, but yeah, I'm excited to see how he does with the Saints the rest of the year too.
Awesome. We got Ricky Blaze coming with the question: Juju or Christian Kirk?
Juju
on him.
Yeah, I'd probably say Juju too. I love Christian Kirk's opportunity. I think that he's definitely a favorite over there, but Juju's still, like, I mean, that's Ben's dude. As much as we love Deontay Johnson, I think Juju is definitely underrated, and Christian Kirk is definitely a guy you either picked up off of waivers or you got him a little bit later in the draft. So I think I'd have to go with Juju here.
Yeah. I think Kirk's the number 2 in Arizona. I think that he's the second option in the passing game. I think he beat out AJ Green pretty easily when it comes to that, and he's definitely ahead of Rondale Moore for now. But I think I'm gonna agree with you guys and say Juju, just because matchup wise, and that volume will always be there for him. So I'll go Juju on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Same guy wants to know which running back should I start, Hines or Drake. I'm gonna take this one first because I was actually talking to my father about this morning. Believe it or not, Nyheim Hines is an interesting guy today. I'm assuming this is a PPR question, right? Ricky Blaze, if you're there, let me know, because if it's not PPR, I'm gonna change my whole thing I'm saying. But we'll never know. If it's PPR, I would go. This is gonna be tough to say, but I would go Hines. If it's not PPR, I would go Drake, and that's simply because Hines is literally going to get a ton of pass work today. Why? I feel it. I feel it in my blood.
Their whole wide receiving core is banged up.
Right.
So Taylor and Hines should be on the field at the same time, and if they're not, that's a failure.
And they're not gonna be able to run the clock. Like, they're not gonna be able to control the ball because they're playing the Rams. The Rams are gonna score. They're gonna have to throw the ball. Hines is an interesting play in PPR leagues. Drake has opportunity of being an RB1 today with Josh Jacobs out, but then you got Gruden coming out saying Peyton Barber has earned a shot or some baloney like that, and that he's going to get tons of opportunities today, which makes you just like gag. And you're
It's
just
also
like,
a bad matchup.
It's a tough matchup
for the Raiders. I don't like it.
So I might go Hines over Drake in a PPR. Non-PPR, you're really biting on upside of Hines getting hawking a shotgun, out of the shotgun package run on like a no huddle offense, but or obviously catching a touchdown. But I think Drake would be the better floor when it comes to standard league, whereas the floor would probably be better for Hines in PPR.
Yeah, PPR, I think Hines is a lock for 10.
Yeah.
Should be an easy 10 points.
But I like the Hines call. Hines is a guy that flew under the radar as always, and just PPR leagues across the league, across the fantasy world, should be rostered. He should be at like the 90% roster by now, but he's not, and it's wild because he's an option, and Wentz ain't good anymore. Let's just face it. So he's gonna be dumping the ball off a lot. So I like Hines. Rest of the season too. I think he's the guy you want to be on your roster, especially in PPR. All right, cool.
Cool. I would go Drake for the record. I have them ranked right next to each other though, at 31 and 32. So another close call. I just think Drake just has the opportunity. They're both going against really tough defenses, but I keep saying it. I think they brought Drake in for a reason. I think that the reason is going to show today. But
that's fine. I agree. But what he said about Peyton Barber just makes me nervous, bro. Because whenever he comes out and says shit like that, he follows through with it and just absolutely he puts it through you, bro. Like he
is just gonna hand Peyton Barber 15 carries right into the defense. He's gonna go 15 for 22 yards and 2 scores. He's gonna somehow end up scoring a couple touchdowns for no reason at all.
With Gruden is what he's gonna do is what I think he's gonna do is that he takes the guy Peyton Barber. He's gonna get taken, and then they're gonna give him the role that Josh Jacobs had. They're not going to give anything more to Drake. Drake's going to do what he was going to do anyway. That's what makes me nervous. So that's what I was worried about.
That's basically what he said. He said Kenyon Drake is a part of the plan anyway. We're excited to see Peyton Barber. Exactly. And I can hear him saying this, John Gruden, in his fucking voice.
Yep.
Barber.
Exactly.
Knock on wood if you're with me.
Exactly.
I can't deal with it, man. He's terrible.
We did just get some breaking news, by the way. I don't know if we had mentioned this, but Ramondre Stevenson is officially inactive.
We kind of knew that was going to happen.
We figured.
But fire up J.J. Taylor, baby. He's going to have a decent... No, I'm kidding. But watch out for him. Listen.
One fumble, one carry, one fumble.
Listen,
Bill, that's enough for him.
As hometown guys here, right, we all know what happens with Bill when it comes to running backs. If you can hold on to the ball, you'll stay. If you have a veteran status, you'll stay. If you're new and you're a rookie and you're young and you fumble the ball, you're not going to see the field until you earn it. So, with that said, J.J. Taylor last year didn't play a lot. And James White, I think, is going to be used a ton moving forward for Mac Jones. But J.J. Taylor might sneak in there, bro, and produce solid numbers for you in full point PPR. That kid is a little hamster, bro. He's good. He can move. He is,
he
bro.
Can move,
he
man.
can move, bro.
He's elusive.
His feet are fast. Watch it when he hits the hole, man. I'm telling you, J.J. Taylor is not someone you want to sleep on. He was kind of my deep sleeper last year on the Fantasy Dads. He ended up getting called. He ended up starting the game. Didn't really produce much, but J.J. Taylor's a guy, man. Don't sleep on him. He looks really good in training camp. Looked really good in the preseason. In his opportunity he had last year, he looked pretty solid running the ball in the gut. So J.J. Taylor is someone just don't forget about him. That's all.
Yeah, we're excited to see him. We'll say that much.
Very excited. He reminds me a lot of Kevin Falk. If you guys are Patriot fans or football fans and know who Kevin Falk is, that is somebody that you should look up on YouTube. Basically, what J.J. Taylor is at a smaller size. So, we got a question from.
Is he smaller than J.J. Taylor? That's crazy.
No, J.J. Taylor is smaller than Kevin Falk.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the.
No, I'm saying the way they use Falk is how they're gonna use J.J. Taylor, Deion Lewis, those guys. Like that's what J.J. Taylor is gonna be.
Gotcha.
James White is a receiver playing running back. That's what he does. That's him. But J.J. Taylor is a running back that can play receiver. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Jesse Calderon coming in with a question. Legal
Yes, sir.
Gaskin or Darrell Henderson Jr.?
That's the same question as last week. And this week I'm going to change it up and I'm going to say Henderson. I was wrong last week.
Henderson had 27 carries last week.
Yeah. I think we were a little bit wrong about him.
Of course.
And they do trust him, clearly, if they're giving him the ball that many times. Michelle stinks. We all know this. So, yeah, fire him up.
Honestly, though, you think about it, dude, like, we're going to be wrong on some calls. We're not going to be right on everything.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get some shit wrong.
I'll eat that L, bro. I will eat that L, man, all day long.
Yeah, you know what, too? And when we're wrong, we just want to let you guys know, we have these same questions about our lineups. Like, we're doing this, too. So when we're wrong, it hurts us to hurt you a little bit more than it does ourselves. But, I mean, we have implications in all this stuff we think, too. So we're all trying to get better every week at fantasy.
Exactly.
I think I'll say that.
Exactly. But I think Henderson, he's just going to have it's tough. I think I'm going to go Henderson, too, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm going Henderson.
Yeah, I would, too.
Henderson's got a better matchup. All right, cool. Let's see. Any other questions? I don't think so. I don't think I missed any. All right, cool. So then I'm going to tell you what I'm most excited about today. And that is Arizona Cardinals. I think they're going to blow up again. I think they're going to show the league that they're the best team in the league, defensively and offensively. Kyler Murray is an absolute savage. He's just talk about quick feet. That guy is so squirrely in the backfield, bro. I've watched 2 or 3 plays last week of him sacked, but he wasn't. It was crazy. So I'm gonna go with Kyler Murray. I'm gonna continue to watch him grow as a superstar. Makes me very excited to see him throw the DeAndre Hopkins. I think Chase Edmonds has a pretty solid day today. I just love it. I love Arizona this year. That was an easy one.
Too damn bad they play in the best division in football.
Too damn bad, but they're the best team in football. Chris Gabori. Good morning, guys. Pizza, what's good, homie? Good morning, guys. Got a few questions. I'll start with what will probably be an every week question. We love every week questions, bro. Keeps you coming back. PPR flex, Tyler Boyd, Kareem Hunt, Juju, Mike Williams, or Marquise Brown. Jeez.
Oh my God!
So we gotta pick. We gotta pick one, or are we picking like a top 3 here?
Wait.
That should give me a headache.
Find out what we're doing first, because
it's just one.
I heard a couple names that I liked. Though.
Is it just one? Pizza one. While we figure that out, just want to say thank you to everybody who came by today. We hit a viewer count of 15 people across all platforms, which is the highest we've had all year. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. So make sure you guys keep supporting us. Hit that thumbs up button for us. Hit the share button. Tell your friends about us. Tell your league mates about us, because I know y'all playing in leagues, right? So tell your league mates. Let them know the Fantasy Dads are here to help you. And keep supporting. The more you support us, the more we put in, and the more product we can put out for you guys and show you we're next. Fantasy Dads are next. Still waiting on pizza here. I don't know if anybody has anything else to say. Hit the like button, share button, comment, all that great stuff. Michelangelo.
Right, assuming that it's one guy though, it would be Hunt or Mike Williams for me.
Yeah, I think I'd go Hunt. I think pick one. 12-man league. Damn. What did we say last week, Pizza? Did we get you right last week? I think I said Hunt last week, didn't I?
Who is it between again, Ryno?
Tyler Boyd, Kareem Hunt, Juju, Mike Williams, and Hollywood Brown.
And you got to pick one?
One.
Oh shit. For me it's between Williams and Hunt, but I think Kareem Hunt can finish a top 10 back with Nick Chubb this week easy.
Yeah, I love that matchup too, Moose.
Yeah, I think and that was like I was thinking about that as a bold prediction this week, like both Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt finish top 10. I don't even think it's like that bold to be honest with you. So I changed mine up.
Kareem Hunt had 17 in PPR last week, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. So especially in PPR, like I don't think it's bold. So for that reason, I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt. I mean, for me, it's between him and Mike Williams. Mike Williams could have a big game too, but there's so many targets. And I have to think about this too, is that Eckler didn't receive one target last week, right? So I think that'll change as the season goes, even with Anthony Lynn not there. So I would probably go Hunt. I think that in PPR, you can't go wrong with him.
Probably has the safest floor. I think I picked Boyd last week and he disappointed, but I will say this week he gets the Bears slot corner who got absolutely torched. It's actually a safety who they are relying on to cover the slot.
Who's that?
So Boyd could have a sneaky good day.
Boyd, okay, yeah. I like Boyd this week too, but I'm gonna stick with Hunt. I'm gonna stick with the running back. The floor is just much more safer for running back like Kareem Hunt. I did mention last week to watch out for Hollywood Brown, and he did perform last week.
You did.
You need
that was sneaky.
You need to keep your eye on him. He might end up being a wide receiver too. He looked really good. He looked really good wearing number 5. That's all I'm gonna say. He looks like he's running his routes a lot more crisp than he did last year.
Like Sterling Shepard changed his number to number 3, and now he's like locked and loaded every week. Wide receiver 2/flex.
But I'm gonna say Hunt. Probably every week until I'm wrong, just because Hunt is just Hunt, bro. They're gonna eat. That's the Browns' offense. They're gonna eat. Williams ain't bad either though. He's really not. Williams is a fine play. That's what he's got in right now. But I think he's a boomer bust, man. That's just who he's been his whole career. Boom, bust, or injury. That's just Mike Williams. You know. I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt though. I'm gonna end it there. All right. Next, Michelangelo wants to know if we think Larry Fitzgerald's gonna come back by the end of the year. I think he's done, brother.
No.
Yeah, I think he's done. Thanks, Bob. Take it easy, man. Thanks for being here today. We really do appreciate you, dude. Thank you.
See you later, Bob.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
But I think Larry Fitzgerald's done, my friend. I don't think there's any room for him to come back, especially in Arizona. I think his time has come. I think Kyler's a little happy about that. If he comes back, it'll be as a coach for sure. But he's not going to come back and play.
Agreed.
All right. Let's get into bold predictions. We're coming to the end of the show here anyway. I think we're running out of start-sit questions on the show. If you are watching, feel free to drop them in the chat. Let us know if your questions are for today. But we are wrapping up. We got about 20 minutes left in the show, so we're going to dive into some bold predictions. I'm going to let Moose go first today. And then Kevin will go second, and then I'll close it out. But if I do interrupt you, it's because we got a question. So just be ready for that.
That's fine. I listen. I've been talking about this guy all week, and all this morning. It's Devontae Smith. I think he has a massive day. I think he definitely has the opportunity to finish as a top 15 wide receiver. I have him locked down for about 8 receptions, give or take 115 yards and 1 touchdown, and over 20 points in most leagues. I just think the opportunity's there with San Francisco being a little bit hurt in that backfield. I mean, like I told you guys, I'm playing him over Myles Gaskin in one league. So I definitely think the opportunity's there. I just love the opportunity with the targets and everything. So yeah, Devontae Smith, massive day. What's that? Give us a number. Yeah, I did 8 receptions, 115 yards, and a TD.
Mark that down, Michelangelo.
The record of this now is gonna be a beer bet now.
Oh man.
No, I like Devontae
Yeah,
Smith.
we haven't had a beer bet yet.
We've been agreeing way too much today. Kev, let's see.
Yeah, week 2 we're taking it a little easier, right, boys?
All right, Kev, let's get your week 2 bowl prediction.
I'm gonna dig in. I'm digging into a guy I think is gonna bounce back this week. His coach basically said he's out the doghouse, but his coach is also full of shit a lot. But this is a game where the Bucks should win handily. I'm gonna say Ronald Jones is a top 12 running back, and he goes for over 100 and at least one touchdown on the ground in a bounce back game from that fumble.
Wow.
Yeah. I gotta have faith in my boy, man. He was big for me last year.
Wow. I like that. Top 12, eh?
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
I'll make that a beer bet if you want.
So what do you think happens to Ronald Jones?
6 carries, 10 yards, fumbles.
Ooh, that's a Peyton Barber stat line, bro. Don't do that to me.
Leonard
Don't
Fournette.
do that.
Better.
All right, let's do it.
We're gonna say.
Say-
All right. So I'm gonna say he finishes bottom 20, like under 20 and
Bottom
below.
20
So if he
out of every single running back.
no,
Bottom, yeah.
So after 20, he'll be under 20. So it'll be 21 plus. Not crazy,
Right.
but.
Yeah, he's going to be behind J.J. Taylor this week.
Oh no! Don't get me
Ronald
started on
Jones gonna be
sleepers, bro.
RB 45 on the week.
Oh,
One
no.
carry, one fumble again. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. He just makes me nervous, Rojo. I got him in Dynasty. I'm starting him, but yeah, I have no choice really.
Kinda have to.
Yeah. We do have another question here before I tell you my bold prediction. Pizza wants to pick 2 for a flex. James Conner, Cole Beasley, Brandon Ayuk, Kenyon Drake, and Hollywood Brown. Pick 2, flex.
Is it PPR?
PPR, correct.
Cole Beasley should be one of them in a full PPR.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes to Cole Beasley as well. Moose, you agree on
Yep.
Cole Beasley? So that's a 3-0.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley's an easy one, I think. I think he has a solid
And
week.
then what do we got? Hollywood maybe? Either Hollywood or Drake, I would say.
Here's
The
my
other
thing.
one.
I'm gonna go Ayuk.
I just can't. I can't until we see it.
Here's my bold prediction.
There you go. What a perfect segue.
I was going to use San Fran for my bold prediction. I think Brandon Ayuk finishes as a top 10 receiver this week. Easily.
Beer bet.
That's fine. Let's go. Bring it in. Bring it in, bro.
go.
Brandon Ayuk got in trouble. He's not in
beer.
trouble anymore. I've got teams are going to play them as Debo as being the number 1. Brandon Ayuk's a stud, man. He's got the talent. Just needs the mental state, and I think he's going to be fine. I think top 10 play this week for a receiver in a game where we all think is going to be decently high scoring. Not high scoring, but decently high. Decent offenses. Defenses are kind of blah. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Ayuk and Cole Beasley, but I'm alone on Ayuk. So I'll let Kevin say who his second one is.
I think I'm gonna go with Hollywood Brown because I just don't like Drake or the Raiders' ground game this week. So in a full PPR, we'll go Hollywood and Cole Beasley. Because I have Ayuk in a couple leagues, including my dynasty, and I can't start him until I see the trust is back. I mean, they just have him out there again, running routes for no reason behind Trent Sherfield. Because for, quote, Kyle Shanahan, he hasn't earned it yet. I don't know. It's weird to me to see after what he did last year, and how can you say he hasn't earned it, but I guess they made a point saying that he didn't have an actual training camp last year, and they were so injured that they had to thrust him into a bigger role than they wanted to. And even though he blew up in that role, they don't want him on the field that much. They don't want to use him as much as they had to last year. So I'm going to just stay away until I see it.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. I think it's going to be this week. That's my bold prediction, though, Pizza. Take that as you will. Kenyon Drake is a fine start. That's your second flex. So if you don't want to take my word, Kenny Drake would be my third option if I didn't take a bold prediction on Brandon Ayuk today. But I bought low on Brandon Ayuk. I think he was probably the number 1 buy low candidate this week, with his ceiling being so massive as he was picked so massively high. People were trying to move him. Tyson Williams was a perfect example of how I got him. So Cole Beasley, Ayuk.
What do you got, Moose?
Yeah, I think woefully you have to start Hollywood Brown, but he has not been good against Kansas City in the past. He's gotten 15 targets, 4 catches, and 62 yards and no touchdowns. But he has scored 7 touchdowns in his last 7 regular season games. So I think you kind of have to go along with that factor. And there's no way he can go 20% on his targets, 25% on his targets today. I don't see that happening again. So my answer would be Hollywood Brown. And again, I think like Kev, you gotta see what Ayuk is gonna do. My beer bet with you, Ryno, is that Mike Evans, just finishes above Ayuk, because I know a lot of people are worried about Ayuk Evans today. So that would be my beer bet with you.
So you're saying Mike Evans is gonna have more points than Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah, straight up PPR. Well, because I don't want to do it like I don't think he'll be top 10.
There's no risk there with you.
How is there not? You just said he was going to be top 10.
Mike Evans is a proven top player in the league.
Yeah, but you just said Ayuk was going to be a top 10 wide receiver.
So why are you picking Mike Evans as the guy you want to save your day?
Because he got 2 points
going
last week.
Against Atlanta.
Nobody trusts him.
But we know that he's not going to get 2 points again, Moose. It's Mike Evans.
Then simply I do not think Brandon Ayuk is top 10.
That's
I think
fine. That's all you're going to do. We can do that.
That's what we'll do. Okay.
Perfect.
I got you scared for a second there, though.
No, you didn't. I mean, Mike Evans is Mike Evans, a guy that has never had a season under 1,000 yards receiving. Never.
Like I was thinking about my other folks.
He's probably one of the safest fantasy wide receivers in the history in the NFL.
All right. Well, I mean, how safe? Top 10, top safe, or like?
Hey, dude, he has his weeks where he has 2 points. Of course, everybody does. But
yeah,
he literally has not one season under his belt with under 1,000 yards. Not one.
Why don't you guys just go with the Devonta Smith, Brandon Ayuk beer bet?
Oh, because Devonta Smith is all right. Fine, we'll do that.
All right, bet. All right, I'll do that.
I'll
relegate to Devonta Smith having a fucking day. Sure.
All right, so Ayuk finishes ahead of Smith. Smith finishes ahead of Ayuk.
Love it. All right.
Well, you're 4 deep already, bro. Remember that. You lost.
I am. Yeah. All right, this will be for 2. How about that?
I bet. All right, so we got a question.
You'll just have a night via my credit card. You'll just have a great night.
I'm like, hey, Cat, I'm here to pick up Moose's credit card. He's not coming out with me, but he owes me about 8 drinks, so I'm just gonna take his card.
Oh no.
No. So we got a bold prediction from our friend Michelangelo. Says bold prediction. Teddy Bridgewater is the highest scoring quarterback of the week. I don't think that's that crazy.
Oh my goodness!
But hey, man, it could happen easily. Love that. Could happen.
Michelangelo beer bet.
Night on Moose. Paul Quadros wants to know: should I stick with James Robinson or use someone different?
Who would be the?
Yeah, it depends on who else.
Start J.J. Taylor instead, brother.
No, don't do that.
I don't like James Robinson at all this week.
Use somebody different, man. I don't know. What does that even mean?
It's not his fault.
Yeah.
But Urban Meyer's trash. It's a bad matchup. They like to use Carlos Hyde for whatever reason. If you have another option, I would try to roll with it.
Urban Meyer makes me sick, bro. Can't stand that, man. All right. I think that we're gonna wrap it up here. I think, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're an hour and 15 minutes. Kickoffs relatively soon. We're just gonna give a last call real quick while we're saying goodbye. Any more start-sit questions? Drop them in the chat, and then we'll answer as we're saying goodbye. But just want to say thank you again to everybody. I'm gonna say it over and over again for coming by today. It's a great show. We hit 15 viewers. It's amazing across 3 platforms, which is dope. Hopefully we hit 900 followers on TikTok today. We can be live on TikTok next weekend. For start-sit questions all the way up to kickoff. Make sure you guys keep supporting. Keep hitting that like button for us. Keep sharing. Keep commenting. And remember, if you're playing in a fantasy league, suggest us, refer us to people. We're here, and we're working really hard on this, so that would mean the world to us. More than anything, would you just spread the word about the Fantasy Dads. We work really hard on this show. Our content, we literally are working on our content every day. We talk every day about our content. It's great, and we're having fun doing it. So we want to keep doing it. In order for that to happen, we need the support, and that's just like with anything in this world. Support is the number one thing that keeps people going. So as long as you guys keep supporting us, we'll keep going. We'll keep bringing out you guys daily content across platforms and live shows every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So thanks again for being here today. We do appreciate it, And, big shout out to everybody calling and asking us their start sit questions. We got one. Standard Mike Evans or T. Higgins. Moose likes Mike Evans today, pizza. We love T.
Yep.
We love T, but Moose thinks Mike Evans is going to have his day.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Yeah. Oh, God, you guys made me pick 2 people over T. Higgins today. It's not okay.
You got him shook.
You guys got anything you want to add? Anything you guys want to add?
No. I mean, we have the spreads there. I just wanted to say my lock for today is Arizona at 3.5. So.
I think my lock is the Jets at 6. I think New England wins by 3. So I think
you dirty dog.
You take the Jets by 6 points cover.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm taking the Bengals +2. I think they win.
Fair.
I love that. I love that out of you.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for